Hello, everybody. Welcome to game number 5, the fifth and deciding game in the 1973 NLCS in Strat-O-Matic Super Advanced. The winner will go on to play the Oakland Athletics. Games 1 and 2 will be in Oakland, but there will be no DH because the 1973 World Series, they did not use the designated hitter. That did not come in until 74. So Oakland's going to probably have a lot of their pitchers with using pitcher hitting card number 1, but that's just the way it is. And we play it the way we think it should be played. All right. Let's make sure everything is where it needs to be. Hopefully it is. Looks like everything can be seen on the, as I'm looking on my computer, everything looks like it's showing up pretty well. Pittsburgh Pirates and the San Francisco Giants tied at 2 games apiece. We do have, hello Ben, how you doing? We do have starting pitchers. Doc Ellis going for the Pittsburgh Pirates. He was 12 and 14 with a 305 earned run average. And Tom Bradley for the Giants, 13 and 12 with a 3.90 ERA. One lineup change at the very last minute. I decided to change the lineup for the Pirates, which is why my little thing here has got some scribbles on it. I was going to use Gene Klein's in center field and Oliver at first, but I remember Gene Klein's is his 4 center fielder rating. Hello, Chuck. His 4 center fielder rating scares me, so I decided to shy away from that and decided to go with Oliver in center and Bob Robertson at first. So originally I had Robertson on the bench, scratched him out, and now Gene Klein's is on the bench. Both teams have an extra pitcher in their bullpen for long relief. Juan Marichal is in the bullpen for the Giants. Jim Rooker is in the bullpen for the Pirates. Should they not be used? Should they not be used? Oh, something just popped up on my screen. What is that crap? Come on, hold on, move out of the way. Okay. Should neither one of those be used, they would be the game 1 starters for whoever wins against the Oakland A's. It would be Rooker if the Pirates win and Marichal if the Giants win. But if they're needed to get there, then you got to do what you got to do. I didn't finish writing in some of these ratings like I thought I had. Runs at 12. Okay, now everything is there. Ballpark effects: singles 1 to 4, homers 1 to 5 for both righties and lefties at Three River Stadium. The running game could go wild. Tom Bradley's pitcher-catcher interface with Dave Rader is a +4, as they're both a +2 holds, and a +2 arm makes it a +4. Doc Ellis is a +4 hold, and Sanguin's a +1 arm makes him a +5. So, like I said, to get on base, especially the somewhat quicker guys, they may be looking to run early and often. We shall see. All right, so let me get this up here so I can see it better. So I can make sure everything is showing what it should do here. Hello, Thomas. How you doing? All right, so we are ready to go. Doc Ellis finishing up the warm-up tosses. And Gary Maddox. The Giants lineup's exactly the same as Game 4, and why change it? They blitzed the Pirates, so there's no need to change that lineup. So here's Doc Ellis pitching to Gary Maddox. Game 5 underway. 2-4. 2-4 is a ground ball to third. And Richie Hebner, the gravedigger, is there to make the play. 1 away for Tito Fuentes, second baseman. 4-6 for Ellis against switch hitter batting left is a fly ball to right field. And Richie Zisk will put that away. 1 down, or 2 down rather. And here comes Bobby Bonds. He had a great Game 4. 3-4, and he's going to get a single right here. 2-out single, and he's going to be looking to run. I mean, with the +5 factor, you have to run. If he gets the lead, it would be a 17 +5 is 22 minus. It'd be a 1 to 19 if he gets the lead. And to get the lead, he needs a 2 through 6 or an 11. And he does not get the lead. He could still do it off the secondary lead. It'd be a 14 minus 4 for being held, make him a 10, but then the +5 would be a 15. So he's still going to go on a 1 to 15 with a not so good lead. He's still going to try it. And he's in there. Stolen base, Bobby Bonds. So when the factors are that outstanding, the secondary lead doesn't hurt you quite as much. When you get that +5 from the pitcher hold, that kind of negates that. All right, here's McCovey. Hello, Brian B. I understand that, Brian B. I understand that. All right, so Doc Ellis to McCovey. First base is open. You could walk McCovey, but in the first inning, I don't think you want to do that. 3-12, and it's a good thing. It's a fly ball to right field, and McCovey might be injured. That is a fly ball to right field plus an injury. So McCovey could be injured here. The inning's over. It's a fly ball to end the inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, and a man left. But the more important thing is a possible injury to Willie McCovey, and according to the injury chart, has to be a 1 through 4 on the D20 to stay in the game. Anything 5 or higher, he is gone. And it's 2, so he stays in the game. How about that? That's huge for McCovey to stay in the game. So McCovey fights off the injury, stays in the game, and we go to the bottom of the first. No score, and Tom Bradley out for the Giants, and he'll be facing Dave Cash of the Pirates. All right, Bradley to Cash. 2-9, and that's a ground ball back to Bradley. And of course, with being the final game of the series, all hands on deck in the bullpen, and the leashes will be short on these starting pitchers. Here's Hebner, 2-5, and that's a ground ball to second. Tito Fuentes is there, 2 down. That'll bring up Al Oliver. 6-5 to a lefty. Ground ball shortstop X. The first X chance of the game. Spires a 2E36. 2E36. 2-11. He'll get to that. E36 he's got to avoid. With an E36, the errors show up on 13, 15, 16, and 17. And that's a 4, so that's an easy play. Well, not an easy play, but it's no error. That's going to end the inning. 3 ground outs, so a pretty easy inning there for Bradley. We played 1 in 3 Rivers, and it's no score here in game number 5. Doc Ellis back out, facing Matthews, Goodson, and Spire for the Giants. And the Giants are very happy that McCovey shook off that injury. That would have been devastating. Ellis to Matthews, 6-9, struck him out. 1 away. Hello, Robert. Here's Ellis to Goodson. 4-4 to the lefty. It's a fly ball center field X, and that's why we have Oliver in the game instead of Kleins, because Oliver's a 2, Kleins is a 4. And it didn't matter at that time, 19, he got to it anyway. But Oliver is an E14. And center field, he's got to avoid 12, 16, 17, and 18. And that is a 12, so he does not avoid it. So as an E14, a 12 is a 2-base error on Al Oliver. So how do you like that? The range was okay, but the error came into play. So 2-base error on Al Oliver. Puts a runner at second with 1 out for Chris Spire. Chris Spire. And Goodson not being held. 6-6, and that's a fly to center. That's 2 down. 2 away for Dave Rader. Now, we could walk Rader and pitch to Bradley, the pitcher, or you could take your chances of getting Rader out and making Bradley lead off the next inning. That's what the Pirates are going to do. Rader hits 229, so we're not walking a 229 hitter. So they take their chances with Rader. 2-7, and that's going to be a ground ball to second to end the inning. And there you go. That's why you don't walk him. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and 1 left. At the end of 1.5, no score, and Bradley will have to lead off the third. And speaking of Bradley, here he comes to pitch the second, and it's going to be Pops Stargell to lead things off for the Buccos. .310, and that's going to be a strikeout. So Pops with the whiff. One away for Richie Zisk. Bradley to Zisk. .510, and that is a catcher X. So Raiders a 3-E-2. 3-E-2 as a catcher, and nobody's on base. So there's no pass balls to worry about or whatnot. So 3, he's a 3 range, and that is a 12. 3 and a 12 is a G2. Not a problem with that. And an E2, he just has to avoid. Whoops. He just has to avoid. Not why I say G2. I don't know why I said that. 3, 11. It's P/F, but it needs to be a pop out because there's nobody on base. And he is an E2. So he will just need to avoid 3, 17, and 18. And he does. So it's a good play. Pop out. 2 down. Going to bring up Sanguian. .64 to the right-handers. Ground ball shortstop X again. Again, Spire a 2E36. 2 and a 4 could be interesting. 2 and a 4 is a I'm sorry, 2 and a 4 is a G3. This is a pound, but nobody's on base, so nobody's being held, so he'll get to it as a G3. E36 again, got to avoid 13 through 17. And that is a 12. He just barely did it. But it's another 1, 2, 3 inning for Bradley. The end of 2, no score from 3 Rivers. And now, since they did not walk Raider intentionally with first base open and 2 outs, they get the benefit of pitching to Bradley and making Bradley lead off the inning. He is using pitch hitting card number 3, so he's not totally clueless, but certainly. Actually, Tommy John was around in 1969, Brian. He was around in 67. He was around very, very early. That's a 2-4, and 2-4 is a ground ball to third. So Bradley grounds to Hebner for 1 away. Flips the order over to Gary Maddox. Maddox grounded to third also in his first attempt. 4-5, and that's a strikeout for Doc Ellis. 2 down. That'll bring up Tito Fuentes. Oh, the surgery, yes. The surgery was not around. Yes, okay. Let's see, 5-9. 5-9 against the switch hitter is going to be a 1-11 triple. That is a 1, so it's a triple for Tito Fuentes. But it's a 2-out triple, so still going to require a base hit from Bobby Bonds or something weird like a pass ball or a wild pitch or an error. So Ellis to Bonds. That's a 2-5, and that's a strikeout. So Doc Ellis pitches around the triple. No runs, a hit, no errors, and a man left. We go to the bottom of the third. Still no score. And Bradley back out will face the bottom of the order. Robertson, Maxfield, and Ellis. Not exactly a robust hitting group at the bottom of the order. But to be fair, the top of the order hasn't done anything either. So maybe the bottom of the order can start something. 5-6, right-handed, is a ground ball to short. So Spire will handle that. He's gotten a lot of ground outs. There's been 5 ground ball outs. The ball has not left the infield for the Pirates yet. There's been a pop out, a strikeout, and 5 ground outs. 5-10 for Maxfield is a catcher X. It still won't leave the infield. It's a catcher X. He's a 3-E-2. 3 and a 15 for a catcher is a foul out. And now the E2, again, he's got to avoid. On an E2, he's got to avoid 3, 17, and 18. Which he does, so it's a foul out behind the plate, and that'll bring up the pitcher, Doc Ellis, using pitcher hitting card number 1. .69, and that's, look at that. Doc Ellis is going to be the first player to get a hit because it came off the pitcher card. 6-9, and 8 is a single. So it's a 2-out single for the pitcher, Doc Ellis. Breaks up the no-hitter. And that flips the order over to Dave Cash. Bradley to Cash. 3-9, and that is a ground ball to second to end the inning. No runs a hit, no errors, a man left. After 3 complete, it is nothing doing for either team here at Three River Stadium. I'm shooting for Game 1 of the World Series to be Thursday night in Oakland against one of these two opponents. Looks like Marichal and Rooker will not be used in this game because we've already gotten to the 4th inning, so they got other relief pitchers. So if the Giants win, Marichal will pitch Game 1 and against Ken Holtzman. And if Pittsburgh wins, Jim Rooker will pitch Game 1 against Ken Holtzman. All right. At least I think it's Holtzman. I have to double check and see who actually started Game 1 of the World Series for Oakland. All right, Holtzman would have pitched Game 5 in the ALCS, so I don't know how that really played out in real world. Okay, here is McCovey, who's fought off that injury in the 1st inning. 5-4 is a catcher X on Pittsburgh, and that's going to be Sanguian. He's a 3-E5. Again, nobody on base. 3-2, though. That might be an infield hit. A 3 and a 2. Nope, it's a W/G, so it'll still be a ground out. And then as an E5, he has to avoid 4, 16, 17, and 18. That is a 15. Is that one he can avoid? As an E5. Nope, 16, 17, and 18 are bad, but not 15. So it's good play for Sanguian. Is going to go as a 2-3 ground out to retire McCovey to start the inning. 1 away for Gary Matthews. Ellis, 2-3. That is a ground ball first base C, and that's going to be a ground ball to Robertson, who will flip to Ellis covering. 3-1 if you're scoring at home, and I don't even want to talk about how you should be scoring at home because you know you should. And here's Ed Goodson. Reached on the 2-base error. First time up, 2-6. He's going to reach this time on his own. 1-14 is a double, and that is a double. So Ed Goodson has reached second base twice in a row. And now with 2 outs here is Chris Spire. Spire flew to center his first chance. 4-3. That's a ground ball third base X. That's Hebner. He's a 4E28. So this could get through for a hit. 4 and a 15, though. I think he'll get to that. 4 and a 15 is a G2, so that's good enough. His error rating is an E28. He's got to avoid 11, 13, 14, and 15, which he does. So it's a nice play by Hebner to end the inning. No runs a hit, no errors, and a man left. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Still no score. Well, that's pretty cool, Ben. It's just the way I always learned to keep score from the very beginning, so it just stuck with me. Nothing fancy about it, just makes sense to me. So, all right. Tom Bradley will start the bottom of the 4th against Richie Hebner. Just made that nice play. 2-7 for Hebner. He's going to strike out. 1 away. Neither pitcher wanting to give an inch. Here's Al Oliver. 3-10 for Oliver, but he might give an inch here. It's a ballpark blast, 1-5, but that's an 11. So it's just a deep fly to right field. And out number 2. I would have thought Three River would be a better hitter's park than this, but that's not what the roster sheet says. 5-5, Stargell left-handed. Struck him out, and that's going to be another 1-2-3 inning. We played 4 with no score. Start the 5th. Both pitchers have 7 for their fatigue, so they're definitely good to go. Dave Rader, the batter, grounded to second base his first chance. 3-5, and he's going to have a chance at a double 1-8, but that is a 6, so it will be a double for Dave Rader. That double is a 1-8 on the 3-5, and that's a 6. So there you go. Dave Rader's double will not be held, obviously. Bradley is an excellent bunter. They could try to bunt him to third, but he's already in scoring position, so we're just going to have him swing away. Pitcher hitting card number 3 is very liable to get a hit. 112, but he's going to pop it up to second. 1 away. And that will flip us over to the bottom of the order. Top of the order for Gary Maddox. 2, so that's a chance of a balk or pass ball. And Brian B., this one's just for you. I'm going to leave the D20 here, and I'm going to do an RJL and have Havoc in the dice tray. 1, so that means we're checking a wild pitch. His wild pitch rating is a 3. It's a 10, so it's no wild pitch. So there you go, Brian, just for you. All right, so no wild pitch. Ellis, 2-11, and that's a foul out to Sanguillen for out number 2. Here's Tito Fuentes. I like to keep my dice tray clean. I like to have dice tray virginity. 4-10, switch hitter batting left is a ground ball to second. That's going to end the inning. So he pitches around the 1 out or the leadoff double. No runs hit, no errors, and a man left. We go to the bottom of the 5th, still no score. And that will send up Richie Zisk. Richie Zisk of the Pirates. One 6 for Zisk. That's trouble. 1-4 is a triple. 5-20 is a double. That's a 5. It'll be a leadoff double for Richie Zisk. Pitch to Zisk at your own risk. Zisk doubles. He will not be held, obviously. Does not run well. And Sanguillen, the batter. 2-10 for Sanguillen. Look at this. 1-2 is a double. 3-20 is a single. That's a single, but it's 2 stars. And the Pirates have grabbed the lead. 1-0. You're in the bottom of the 5th. Sanguillen will not be held at first base. Now the Giant bullpen is loosening with that leadoff man or lead run taking place. They've got a right-hander in the bullpen. They've got Don McMahon. Like I said, it's game 5, so you can't wait around. So Don McMahon is loosening in the bullpen for the Giants. Bradley facing Robertson. 5-8, that's a strikeout. That's out number 1, big strikeout there. Here's Dow Maxville. Dow Maxville, shortstop. 1-6, and that's another strikeout. So back-to-back strikeouts. So as soon as Bradley saw the bullpen active, he comes up and strikes out the next 2 guys. Go figure. And with 2 outs and the runner at first, it is going to be Doc Ellis, who actually singled his first chance off the pitcher card. And we're off the pitcher card again, 4-5, but it's a fly to left field to end the inning. So a run on 2 hits, no errors, and a man left. And finally, somebody has broken through at the end of 5. It's Pittsburgh 1 and the Giants nothing. Doc Ellis back out. And he'll be facing Bonds, McCovey, and Matthews, heart of the order. This is where the Giants need to make hay. I understand that, Brian, but I understand. 1-3 for Bonds is a ground ball first base C. So once again, Robertson Fields throws to Ellis covering, 1 away. McCovey, 3-6, and that is a walk. So 1 out walk to McCovey. He will not be held, obviously. And Gary Matthews, the batter. Here is Ellis. 3-7. And for Matthews, that's a single to left field. It's a clutch there, but we're not in a clutch situation. But McCovey does not run well, plus it was hit to left field, so he has to hold at second base. But now here come the Giants, and now you wonder if the Pirate bullpen might start to see some activity down there. Not as of yet, though. Ellis is still going strong, so we'll leave him in there. 1-8, and as a 1-7 single, that's a 9, though. It's going to be ground ball to third. That'll be a fielder's choice with the runner out at second. So runners are now at the corners with 2 outs. Neither runner being held, and Chris Spire, the batter. Yes, I mean, if you saw me play with Jeffrey Gudeman, Strat-O-Matic, in 69 World Series, I had a blast with that. So I definitely would be open to that, for sure. Neither inside pitch or Strat wouldn't matter to me. All right, here is Spire. Ellis to Spire. 1-8 for Spire. Ground ball back to Doc Ellis, and that's going to end the inning. So the Giants come away empty again. A hit, no errors, and 2 left. So we go to the bottom of the 6th. Still 1-0. And Bradley is set to bat second next inning. So you'd like to go ahead and let him try to get through the inning if possible. But if he struggles, he is coming out of there, as Don McMahon is completely ready to pitch. He's all warmed up and ready to go. But Bradley's retired the top 4 hitters 0 for 8, so they're going to stick with him. That's a 3-8 for Cash, and as a fly to left, 1 away. Here's Richie Hebner, the grave digger. He's 0 for 2. 2-8, and that's a line out to first. McCovey snags it, 2 down. And that will bring up Al Oliver. 5-12 to the lefty is a ground ball first base X. That's McCovey. It's a 4 E19. 4 and a 3 is going to get through for a base hit. E19, he's got to avoid basically 10, 11, and then 15 through 18. And he does that, but it is a base hit. 2-out single for Oliver. He will not be held. And here comes Pop Stargell. This is where they love to have a lefty in their bullpen, but they don't have one. Although Bradley has struck out Stargell twice. 4-9 to a lefty. That's a 1-8 double. That's a 12. It's a single. That's going to put runners on the corners with 2 outs. And now they're going to make the move to the bullpen. Zisk doubled off Bradley his last time up. That they don't want the same fate. So they're going to the bullpen for Don McMahon. And they just want McMahon to pitch this 1 out. I don't think they're worried about a double switch with the pitcher batting second. I don't see anybody else they would want to take out of there from their lineup. So we're just going to have a good old-fashioned non-double switch where McMahon comes in and tries to get 1 out. That's basically what's going to happen. Don McMahon. And somewhere in that bullpen or in the dugout somewhere, guest appearance by Jesse the Body Ventura, who's going, "Come on, McMahon," if you get that inside joke. All right. If you don't, you probably are better off for it. All right, so McMahon will be on with runners on the corners and 2 outs. Stargell not being held. McMahon to Richie Zisk. 1-7 for Zisk. That's not good. 1-17 is a double. It'll be another double for Richie Zisk. It's 2 stars. So even with 2 outs, Stargell has no chance of trying to score, but it is 2-0. Favor the Pirates. Here's Sanguian with runners at second and third. McMahon trying to get out of this. 3-9, and that's a ground ball to short. That'll do it. But a very important insurance run for the Pirates here in the 6th. They do it on 3 hits. No errors and 2 left. We can close the book on Bradley. Bradley's going to go 5 2/3. He's going to give up the 2 runs that were earned. He's going to give up 3, 5, 6 hits. And he's going to walk no one. And he's going to strike out 5. So under normal circumstances, Bradley would have had a very nice outing. But in this instance, not good enough. So that's it for McMahon. Close the book on him. He went 1/3 of an inning, gave up a hit, nothing else. Did allow the inherited runner to score, but that does not go against his numbers. And it looks like Randy Moffett is in the bullpen for the Giants to come in and pitch the bottom of the 7th. It'll be Randy Moffett in the bottom of the 7th. Giants do need a pinch hitter. As we look at their bench, looks like Gary Thomason is the most likely guy to come in and pinch hit. So it'll be Rader and then Thomason and then Maddox. That is the scheduled hitters. And this is the fatigue inning for Doc Ellis. So we'll keep an eye on him. It is the fatigue inning. And in the bullpen is Ramon Hernandez, a left-hander for the Pirates. He is loosening in the pen. All right. Doc Ellis to Dave Rader. 3-8, and that's a solid single for Dave Rader. He's 2 for 3. Not a very good runner, but he will obviously not be held. And Thomason, your pinch hitter, he will pinch hit for the mayor, Tom Bradley. Rader not going to be held. Doc Ellis pitching to Thomason. 3-8, and that's a single to center field for Thomason. Pinch hit single. Rader will stop at second. He's not a good runner. So first and second, nobody out, and now looks like Dave Justy, the right-hander, is loosening. The Pirates can't afford to wait around. So they got both double barrel action, Hernandez and Justy in the bullpen. So let's see what they want to do with Doc Ellis. First and second, nobody out. Gary Maddox is your batter. Not a very good bunter, so we're going to swing away. 6-9, and that is a strikeout, a huge strikeout for Doc Ellis. 1 down for Tito Fuentes, who is tripled. He's 1 for 3. Ellis has to pitch carefully to Fuentes. 6-7, switch hitter, ground ball, second base, X. No one was being held, so second baseman, Cash, is a 3E21. Doesn't lose anything on that. 3-15, that's going to at least be an out. That's a G1, actually. 3-15 is a G1, possible double play to end the inning. His error rating's at E21. He's got to avoid 4, 13, and 17. And he does. It's going to be a 4-6-3 double play. How about that? Doc Ellis gets out of it. 4-6-3 double play. Giants put 2-1 to start the inning and come away empty-handed. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and a man left. 7th inning stretch here in Pittsburgh. It is still 2-0 Pirates. And Randy Moffett, a relative of Billie Jean King, from what I understand. If it's a brother, or I think they're brother and sister, but don't quote me on it. I don't know for a fact. Somebody in the chat can tell me one way or the other. Let's see here. Randy Moffett, 4-4 with 2.43 ERA and 14 saves for Randy Moffett. And that's going to be all for Doc Ellis. Ellis's day is done. He goes 7 innings, and he's going to give up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 hits. He scattered 7 hits, no runs. So he really dodged some heavy traffic there. 1 walk. He did walk McCovey. And for strikeouts, you got 2 here. 1 here is 3. And 1 here is 4. So 7 innings pitched, 7 hits, no runs, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. And, of course, he is in line to be the winner. And coming up to pitch will be Dave Justy in the top of the 8th for the Pirates. their closer, Dave Justy. Right now, it is Randy Moffitt. Brother and sister. Okay, thank you very much. That's what I thought. Randy Moffitt is in to face Robertson, Maxville, and a pinch hitter for Doc Ellis. And the pinch hitter is going to pick up a bat and hit is going to be the Cobra, Dave Parker. A very young Dave Parker is going to pick up a bat and hit. So he will be swinging away when it's his turn to bat. All right, here is Moffitt. That's a 5-8, and that's a ground ball second base X. That's Fuentes, 2E6. Should be pretty easy. No, I don't know, 2-2. It's actually going to get through for a base hit, S1. E6, he's got to avoid 3, 16, and 18, which he does, but it does not avoid the base hit as Robertson snuck it by him on the AstroTurf. And he gets a leadoff single. He will not be held, obviously. Here is Maxville. He's a B bunter. Terrible hitter. They're going to have him bunt. He's going to become a C bunter. The corners are going to come in. C bunter, which is sometimes risky. First, we'll check Moffitt for wild pitches. There's nothing there. All right, C bunter. It's going to be bunted back to Moffitt. And as a C bunter, really needs something low like an 8 or less. That's an 11. That could be trouble. 11 is a 1 and 2, so 1 ball, 2 strike count, so they're going to try it again. And this time it would be bunted to the third baseman, Goodson. And we get a 3 this time, and that's a good sacrifice. So the sacrifice works, 5-4. Normally, the 8th place hitter would not bunt with the pitcher coming up, but the pitcher is not coming up. It's the pinch hitter, the Cobra, Dave Parker. So that's the reason why that was done. And now Parker, the chance to make something happen. This is where the Giants miss not having a left-handed reliever. It's just the way it is. Moffitt pitching to Parker. 5-4 to the lefty. Catcher X. Now this is a chance it could be a pass ball or something. Raiders a 3. Needs a high number. Didn't get it. 3 and a 4 is trouble. 3 and a 4 is a W/G. W/Gs are normally, let me see what they are. Normally they are a wild pitch. So we'll see. Check for an error. He is an E2, so he's got to avoid 3, 17, and 18, which he does. But it's going to be a wild pitch. And that will move the runner to third, so it's going to force the infield to come in now. Infield now has to be in after the wild pitch. Hello, Bart. How you doing? After the wild pitch, the infield has to come in. Moffitt to Parker, 5-4. Another catcher X. Could this be another wild pitch? That's a 20 this time. So 20 is a G2 with the infield in. We'll see how that plays out. We'll check for an error again. 3, 16, and 18. And there is none. So it's a G2 with the infield in. This ought to be interesting. G2 with the infield in. And a runner at third. Says leader. All right, go over here to leader. Batter safe. Lead runner is out. That's what it says on the chart. So lead runner is out. Robertson's going to be out. And with the squibber in front of the plate, I'm assuming it's going to be just going to be 2 unassisted, the way I see it. Parker is safe on the fielder's choice. Don't know where Robertson was going. It wasn't hit out far enough for him to reach, but he tried anyway. Parker not going to be held. And we will have Dave Cash. 2 out spaces. Well, runner on first with 2 outs. 1 chance of a wild pitch. He's got an 11. And that will be a wild pitch. Second wild pitch of the inning for Moffitt. And now they're going to pull Parker for a pinch runner with a runner at second. They're going for a faster runner off the bench. And that faster runner is going to be Gene Kleins. He runs at a 17. So Gene Kleins is going to pinch run for Parker. Try to get that extra insurance run. Runs at a 17. He's at second base now. He's going to have to be held. Moffitt to Cash, trying to blow this open a little bit. 4-6, and that is a ground ball to third to end the inning. So no runs come in. It keeps it a 2-0 ball game as we go to the 8th inning. And the new pitcher is Dave Justy, the closer. Looking for a 6-out save, which in 1973 would have been a piece of cake. Wouldn't have raised any eyebrows at all. Not like today. Dave Justy. 9-2, 2.38 ERA and 20 saves. So Dave Justy is on, and he will be facing Bonds, McCovey, and Matthews, heart of the order for the Giants. So Kleins has been used as a pinch runner, so get him out of there. All right, so Justy will be facing the big boys, Bonds, McCovey, and Matthews. 2-0, top of the 8th, Game 5. Winner plays Oakland on Thursday night. 5-7 for Justy, struck him out. Bonds is out of there, big out to get. Here's McCovey. 6-11 against the left-handers, a fly ball right field X. That is Zisk. He's a 4-E4, so the range might be a problem. 4-8, that's questionable. 4-8 isn't a single, so it will be a base hit. E4, that is an 11. E4, nope, 3-15 and 18 and a 4, but not an 11. So, but it is a base hit from McCovey. He will reach. Not going to pinch run from McCovey because his run doesn't tie the game. If his run was a tying run, I'd pinch run for him, but they need more runs than that. So McCovey will just stay there at first base. And Gary Matthews, the Sarge, is your batter against Justy. 5-6, and that's another strikeout for Justy. 2 down for Ed Goodson. Now, Ed Goodson, boy, Giants might be making a controversial move right here. They need to tie the ball game, but they're going to pinch hit with Dave Kingman. They're going to try to find lightning in a bottle with Dave Kingman and hope he can go long. So Dave Kingman going to pinch hit for Goodson with 2 outs and a runner at first. Controversial decision, perhaps, because he is a strikeout artist, but if he gets that column 1 with a couple of low numbers, could be trouble. Justy has to be careful. 5-5, struck him out. Typical Kingman, strikes out to end the inning. Kingman will not stay in the game to play third base. They will bring in a better third baseman, and that's going to be Chris Arnold. So actually, you know what? No, they're going to keep Kingman in there. Take it back. No, they can't do that. He's a 5E53. I'm not going to go. It could be Ontiveros, actually. So what kind of defense Ontiveros plays? Phillips isn't bad. Ontiveros. No, he doesn't even play third base. So it's actually going to be Mike Phillips who's going to come in and play third base. So Phillips will be in. He is a 3E32. Is Mr. Phillips. So he will come on. Here in the bottom of the 8th as Justy shuts him down here in the top of the 8th. So Randy Moffitt back out. And he'll be facing Hebner, Oliver, and Stargell. 3 lefties, and boy, you love to have that left-handed reliever. They just don't have one. They just don't have one. That's the problem. All right, here is Hebner. 2-7. That's a strikeout. 1 away. Elias Sosa is loosening in case Moffitt runs into trouble. But the plan is to let Moffitt finish the inning. He is set to bat third. They'll pinch hit for him and bring in Sosa if there is a bottom of the ninth. But they got to get there first. Here's Oliver. 5-5. That's a fly to center. 2 down. And here's Wilbur Stargell. 3-2 for Stargell is a ground ball to second. So it's a 1-2-3 inning for Moffitt. So we go to the ninth. It's 2-0 Pirates. Last chance for the Giants. We could see some more pinch hitting. We're at Spire, Raider, and a pinch hitter for the Giants. So we'll see who's the best pinch hitter they have left. Probably Chris Arnold, because Ontiveros is not a good hitter. So it looks like it's going to be Chris Arnold. It's a 296 hitter, so pretty good. So it's going to be Spire, Raider, and Arnold. Spire, Raider, and Arnold. That will do the pinch hitting against Justy. Top of the ninth, last chance. And we'll do the numbers on Moffitt real quick as well. He pitched 2 innings. Gave up a hit, but no runs. No walks and a strikeout. Did throw 2 wild pitches, though. And here we are. Now, is there any defensive moves that the Pirates want to make? Let's check their defense. Don't know that there's a whole lot that can be made here. I don't see a whole lot, not that much on the bench to use for defense. So we're just going to keep it status quo and play it out. Hello, GGG. Good to see you. Top of the ninth, 2-0 Pirates looking to advance to play Oakland on Thursday night. And it would be Jim Rooker would get the start, left-hander, against the A's if they make it. But they got to protect the 2-0 lead. Justy to Spire, 5-9. That's a fly to center, 1 away. For Dave Raider, the catcher, he has singled and doubled. He's 2 for 3. Justy 4-8 against the left-hander. That's a ground ball to second base. Cash is there, 2 down. Last chance, it is Chris Arnold. Chris Arnold hit 296 and 54 at-bats with 1 home run. Best they have on the bench. Ontiveros is a switch hitter, but and SADV is actually a right-hander. I don't know why I have him as a left-hander. He's actually a right-hander. But Ontiveros is on the bench as a switch hitter, but he's a terrible hitter, so Arnold's better. 1-8, and that's a double for Chris Arnold. How about that? You don't see this in other channels. Pinch hitters, 2 for 2 for the Giants. Single and now a double. And that brings a tying run to the plate in Gary Maddox. 1 deep ball, and we got a tie ball game. Justy has to settle in. Pirate fans are getting a little bit edgy, trying to get that final out. Arnold, of course, not being held. His run doesn't mean anything. 1-3, and it's a ground ball first base C. It's going to be fielded by Robertson. He'll flip to Justy, and there is your ball game. The Pirates have won it and won the pennant. The Pirates win the pennant, and they will take on the Oakland A's on Thursday night in Oakland, as the American League has the home field advantage in 1973, but there will be no DH. That's the other thing involved with that. So Justy went 2 innings, gave up 2 hits, no runs, no walks, struck out 3, and he gets the save. Ellis gets the win. The mayor, Tom Bradley, takes the loss. 2 runs. Let's see how many errors there were here. Just the 1 error in the game, and that was it. The 1 error on Oliver. So Pittsburgh had the only error. Hits 9 for the Giants. And for the Pirates, they had 8. So 2-8-1 for Pittsburgh, 0-9-0 for the Giants. Winning pitcher Doc Ellis, losing pitcher Tom Bradley. And let's hello Dan, how you doing? Yeah, Raise the Jolly. I don't know if they were doing the Jolly Roger back then or not. They might have been. Let me check something real quick. Well, if I could type, it'd be dangerous. Obviously, I cannot. Let's try this. Okay. Let me see something about 73. And let's look at Oakland in the World Series, the game log number 1. Yep, Ken Holtzman was the starter against John Matlack, so I will use the exact A's lineup as they are facing a lefty in Jim Rooker. So they're going to use the exact same, the as-played lineup that they had against the Mets and John Matlack. So I will be using whatever the A's did for real world. And one player the A's did not have in this ALCS, I forgot to use him, but I will have him available, and that is that speedster that was on their roster. I don't think he ever had any at bats, but he certainly, did some pinch running and whatnot, and that is Al Lewis. Al Lewis will be. He's not carded, but I'll just pull him on the computer, or I'll just write down his run rating. All I got to worry about is his run rating and his steal rating. That's all he's available for. So, but Alan Lewis will be available. He will be on the roster for the A's in that World Series. So it'll be the Pirates and the A's. Ken Holtzman against Jim Rooker in Game 1. Game 2 is looking to be most likely. We're looking at Nelson Briles against. Let's see who pitched Game 2 for Oakland. I think it was Hunter. No, it was Vida Blue. Okay, so Vida Blue will pitch Game 2 against Nelson Briles. And in Game 3, it'll be Catfish Hunter. This will be in Pittsburgh. It'll be Catfish Hunter against Doc Ellis. So that's the plan for at least the first 3 games of the World Series. Hopefully the plan is to play Game 1 Thursday night, Game 2 on Saturday morning, as usual for the NBC Game of the Week, and then Game 3 probably maybe Monday night, perhaps. I'm not sure. So yeah, I think they call it the Panamanian Express. I'm not 100% sure, but anyway, I did not have him on the ALCS, and I probably should have, but just didn't think about it. And then I realized when I looked at their roster for the World Series, they will have him for the World Series. So what I'm going to do in Game 2 for Oakland, since they're facing a right-handed starter, I think the Mets used a left-handed starter. So I'll just use whatever lineup they use against Tom Seaver. That's what I'm going to use against the right-handers for Pittsburgh. So I'm just going to look at that same game they played Tom Seaver all the time, and use that against the Pirate right-handed pitching. But Game 1 is the lefty, Jim Rooker. He will be on the mound against left-hander Vida Blue. That will be Game 1 Thursday night at Oakland Alameda County Coliseum. Pittsburgh will have to fly to the West Coast again, out in the San Francisco Bay Area. They just came from there to go back to Pittsburgh, but now they have to go back to Oakland, cross country for Games 1 and 2. And then Games 3, 4, and 5 would be in Pittsburgh, and then if necessary, 6 and 7 back in Oakland. So I hope you all enjoyed the American League Championship Series and the National League Championship Series. The World Series, again. Well, we don't know about Tabby. She's kind of, I don't know. She's just in a funk right now, I guess is the best way to put it. She just doesn't want to come up here. I don't know why, and I'm not going to force her. So if she doesn't want to, she doesn't want to. She's just downstairs resting. She's not sick. She just kind of psychologically maybe is a little in a funk. I don't know. Ever since both her animals passed, she hasn't been the same. So I think it's more of an emotional thing than a physical thing. Maybe one of these days we'll get her back up here. We shall see. But anyway, there will not be a DH because the 1973 World Series did not use the DH. So I'm going to look at the Oakland pitchers and see what they're rated as their offense. So I've got the Oakland. I'll get the Oakland cards here. Ken Holtzman uses pitch rating card number 1. Vita Blue uses pitcher hitting card number 1. I'm assuming Catfish Hunter. Actually, Catfish uses, how about that? 1973, he still uses card number 3. So that's interesting. But it will be Vita Blue in game 1 against the Pirates, and I'll get all this stuff lined up and get ready to go for Thursday night. Right after RJL finishes his World Series game, I'll be ready to go with game 1 of the World Series. So, thank you all for tuning in to the National League Championship Series and basically for tuning in all 1973 season. And the 87 season is not going anywhere. I just got started with that, but I really want to, instead of going back and forth, I thought it would be better just go ahead and knock out this World Series in 1973 and leave nothing on the plate but 87. So we'll jump into 87 hot and heavy as soon as this World Series is over. So that's going to do it from here. Wish you all a happy Tuesday night or whenever you're watching this. Enjoy the hobby. No matter what game it is, whether it's Strat, inside pitch, payoff pitch, APA, whatever your flavor happens to be. It's all good as long as you're having fun. That's the main thing. So until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.